Hi, Sanket, how are you?
Uh, hey Bharat, I'm fine, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone from the audience, everyone is from India.
Oh,
So,
it's
good
across the
afternoon,
globe.
everyone. Yeah. So, in your case, if it is good morning, please that accept my apologies. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. So, shall we start?
Yes, stage is yours.
Eh, Let me know, that once you're able to see my screen.
Yes, we are able to see your screen.
Okay. So first of all, thank you everyone, and special thanks to Mumbai community to provide me an opportunity to present a session on document automation toolkit. So today we are going to talk about document automation, how it is being used, and what could be the use cases. I'll also showcase you how exactly you can configure and utilize in different business scenarios as well. So this is going to be our today's agenda. I have not covered much, high level only, stick to our topic. So first is automation and AI, just setting up the stage. What is automation? What is AI? Before directly jumping into our document automation toolkit. So basic fundamental knowledge we'll cover. The second will go and review highly documentation automation toolkit. And the last, that I'll cover only the theoretical part, and then we'll that directly jump into the environment and we'll check it through that installation and configuration of document automation toolkit. Okay, so let's first start with my introduction. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sanket Pandya. I'm working as a technical manager in Rishabh Software. I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer, and I'm holding a more than 13 years of experience in developing and implementation for SharePoint as well as Office 365 technologies. So let's first start with automation and AI part. So before jumping into it, usually that I would like to my session have to be an interactive. So can I ask a couple of questions? If any one of you want to answer, you can unmute and just let me know. So I can that know and what I should have to cover and what should not. So before I'm jumping into that details, can anyone let me know what is automation separately and what is AI? If anyone know about it. Hello, am I audible first? That let me
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
this.
you are audible, Sanket. So if you ask me, in my view, automation is set of processes which need a set of activity to be triggered without human intervention. That is what the automation. It can be scheduled or it can be triggered by a human. And in terms of AI on top of that automation, in my view, which is nothing but identify those areas where human can spend their more time for focusing on the aspect where they can, rather than spending a activity of configuration, activity of inputting a data, so on and so forth. Though the whole process is automation. So in a nutshell, in my view, AI is nothing but identify set of processes and try to see what best we can automate on top of by adding a additional intelligence, not just set of connecting a dot with one process with the other. I think that is what my view here.
Okay, good one. That almost that what we are going to discuss about it. Anyone have any other views, or can we jump to the next one?
Hi, myself Shatrughan. My view is the AI is the uh, artificial intelligence like we use in model in Power App. I already use this AI builder in Power App and form recognizer in Azure for this
Oh,
to automate Dynamics 365 vendor invoices process. I use these both work.
Okay, good. So ultimately, the definitions, book definitions are almost similar what the guy earlier said. Like automation is to automate anything that which is we are doing manually or through any other paper side product or anyway. So we just want to automate anything. So it could be as mentioned schedule, non-schedule, trigger wise, that auto triggered or a manual trigger or any could be. So through that automation, ultimately our goal is to reduce the timeline, what we want to achieve a task, reduce the timeline. At the same time, that that effectively or efficiently that we can do it. So that I would describe as an automation and AI. It's artificial intelligence. So we all are intelligent, but artificial in terms says, let's say that uh, without human intervention or that do it by themselves, we'll teach them or train that model once, and that model will continue do its task endlessly and tirelessly. So that way we can that take the advantage of AI along with the automation that could solve our lot many problems. So we are going to talk one of about that one. So let's first talk about that Power Automate, as we are that talking all about Power Platform. So Power Automate is one of the intelligent automate platform. When we are saying intelligent platform, why we are saying in that way? Because it provides a multiple that features to you. For an example, that I have mentioned, that covering most of the thing what Power Automate does for us. Like first is RPA, a kind of remote process automation. Power Automate have a desktop flow using which we can that record some that repetitive tasks which we are doing on daily basis, and we can automate that one. Or even in that QA automation, we can use that directly on that filling out that form, and that checking that all the validation and all those things. We don't need to do it repeatedly, so we can use that using RP. The AI, artificial intelligence, that is available, pre-built models are there. We can even create our own custom models. We can train them. We can use that with the integration of Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agent, anywhere within Power Platform. Those are that as a part of low code, no code platform. This AI models are also low code, no code, where that without writing a single line of code, we can use those AI models, and we can even to train or creating a custom model is also that without writing any code, you can do that seamlessly with a few clicks and a wizard process only. The next one is DPA, digital process automation, that we are usually heavily used as a part of Power Automate to creating a cloud flows using that 400 plus different connectors of first party or third party connectors. Even if those for our particular requirement, those connectors are not fulfilling our requirement, we can create our own custom connectors as well. So that we can also use a Power Platform as in. The fourth one is that we can use Power Platform as BPM, business process management, using a model driven business process flows with setting up predefined that processes stages. We can create that kind of flow as well. And the last and the recently introduced most important process mining. Uh, Using that process advisor, we can analyze existing or your pre-built processes by providing just your data, some logs and other details, and that will provide us a detailed analysis onto that one, which process is taking more time, which process can be automate, and how we can that leverage Power Automate or other tool automation tool to reduce that overall process timing and improve our area. So these are that five core pillars that Power Automate provide us. Uh, so we can tell that that it is a provide us that an intelligent automation platform. Okay. Uh, next we are going to talk about AI because now we have learned about Power Automate and its capability. What AI offers us is that intelligent automation with AI builder. That what type of models available pre-built or custom made, but those are mainly categorized into five cases like documents, languages, images, and decisions. So documents, as a part of that one, we can do that form processing, different kind of forms, text recognitions or invoice processing, business card reader, ID card reader like your driving license, your passport, or any other or receipt processing. So these are pre-built models available, which we can utilize along with our Power Platform as a part of document automation. As a part of language side, we can do that category classification or abstract entities out of that one, uh, getting out some key phrases or language or sentiment analysis or translating a document as well. So these are also models available which we can utilize in terms of images like object detection or image classification, that kind of models available as part of decision like regression or classification, where you can that provide some data and that could help you to do that predictive analysis, that providing a past data, bulk of data, and based on to that one, it will provide you that a tentative or desired outcome, what it could be, that so that kind of decision making that we can also utilize AI builder as well. Okay, so moving toward next. So when we are talking about automating or document processing, so IDP mainly that intelligent document processing mainly used to uh, work with structured as well as unstructured both the documents. When I'm referring structured, it means that forms, invoice or receipts, or that even some cases that bills or anything that are the structured documents are coming into the same format, mostly in the same format without one or two field here and there. So those we are calling as structured data, as well as unstructured data like your the contracts or memos or feedback or any other that documents which are unstructured document. We can also process them as well. So this AI tool provide us a capability to process both the data. Even we can create our custom models based on to the structured or unstructured both the documents as well. So that is the when we are talking about models heavily. So we are defining our AI models into basically categorize into two different parts: pre-built models and custom models. So pre-built models, as I've said earlier, we do have pre-built models available. Those are out of box, and even those are already trained, and we don't need to train them as well. We can directly use them as a plug and play, directly integrate them into your Power Apps or Power Automate, and they'll start using it, passing your document or data, and it will immediately start giving you a result on top of that one. Majorly, those pre-built models are built on standard document formats, and also you that using that one, they have ability that with that you can that transfer your data into different format. Or as I've said earlier, that you can do that sentiment analysis based on to the text. For an example, simple, that if I want to do that sentiment analysis for all my incoming mails from my particular client, for my different clients or projects, what I'll do, I can directly use those pre-built sentiment analysis models. I can integrate with that with my particular Outlook incoming mails, even with that only filtered onto my client's mail ID. So I don't do that process for all the incoming mails, and that will that provide me sentiment analysis. Let's say that I'm getting hundreds of mails on daily basis, and I'm not frequently looking my mailbox. So what it will does, that it will into a background, it will keep checking my inbox, and with the defined filters, it will do that sentiment analysis. And if I know that it finds any mail with negative sentiment from my client, it will directly pop up a message onto my Teams for my immediate attention. So that I can do that one, and I can that quickly reach out to client or take necessary action, which can that save a lot of our time and efforts later. So that kind of thing you can also do that using that model. In opposite to that, custom models, those are majorly built on non-standard document format, because standard we are already that catering that through pre-built model. So we are not that creating same model again and again, custom models to create that one. Mostly that if certain documents or invoices are missing some fields, in my case let's say SGST, IGST, or any other that GST details are not derived directly from my document or invoices, what I can do, I can that create custom model for that one. I can that train my model to grab those details out of my invoices, and I can that save it to my database. So these are that some of the non-standard or particular to a specific field which are missing into my standard document, or which are not available as a part of my pre-built models. Even again, as I've said, that it's kind of a simply a wizard kind of thing, just clicking a few steps, setting up or mapping up your fields, creating a collection, uploading few documents, train your model. And once your model is that ready and you have published your model, then you can start integrate that model uh, with any of your that Power Platform products like Power Apps or Power Automate or Power Virtual Agent anywhere. So this is that till now we have covered the basic of fundamentals of automation part and AI part, what Microsoft already provide us. So now we have basic knowledge about it. So till the time, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can jump to our the next part, document automation toolkit. Because if I directly jumped over there, that if some of audience is not aware about this AI capabilities, which already there as a part of Power Platform or Microsoft provided, it would be that hard to understand for to them. So we have just set at our that basic of platform to launch to the next stage of document automation toolkit. So anything, any query on to this one till now? Or are we good to go for the next session or next section part of this one? Okay, I'm taking it positive note. Uh, let's go to the next part or next section of this one. So document automation toolkit. What exactly is document automation toolkit is, that document automation toolkit is mainly used to automate the processing of your documents with the AI builder pre-packaged solution. Let me repeat it again. It's an important one. Document automation toolkit is used to automate the processing of your documents with the AI builder pre-packaged solution. So when I'm saying pre-packaged solution, so it's already there available as a part of our Power Platform subscription. We are not doing anything. It's pre-packaged. We are only just configuring it and we are going to use it. However, on top of that, we can modify that as well, and we can extend that as well as per our uses. So I'll also that provide you a couple of that options or hints or how we can extend this toolkit, or what changes we can make into this toolkit to make it use effectively. So that we are going to cover as well. But this is a basic detail about document automation toolkit. So document automation toolkit looks like this one. Majorly it covers our that three parts. Into a first part, it's like this one. Just this one. it's this part. Like you are receiving emails, so manage document received in email, that you are configuring your Power Automate flow through to your Outlook. So whenever an email is coming with an attachment and with certain keywords into your subject, you will that abstract those details and save it to your database. So first part is that you are receiving mail. The second one is using that flow to store those data into database. That is that this part, this two part majorly, where we are that storing those attachments or invoices into our data, then passing those documents or invoices to our uh, AI models, and then AI model do their work, that do that automation. As an output, they are providing us the field details which we have that asking for, or with even they are also providing us confidence score as well, how much AI is confident about that abstracted data. So we are in that if we want to double check, we can also validate that as well against our document. So second part is that automation part, where we are that uh, uh, do that automations, abstracting our data and saving that data into our database. And the last data is to process that data. Now we have a data available. We do will have a one Power App available as a part of this toolkit, which shows all the documents along with their data, abstracted data, and their confidence score as well. So we can validate that as well. And in case if it is that not that much confident, we can also edit some of those field details, and then we can that process it further, and we can mark them as validate. So this is that the entire end-to-end process. In this process, majorly that the four Power Platform, or that Office 365 products majorly is being used. First is Outlook, from where we are getting our data. Second is our Power Automate, which is being used to automate all these processes to that fetch the detail, save those data, process it using AI, and again save that data to our database. So for that, we are doing it using a Power Automate flow. The third is AI Builder, most important, which is that when we are passing a data to our AI Builder, then it is providing us a desired outcome of that one into a field, and their confidence score as well. And we are that storing that abstracted data into our database. And the last Power Apps that is available as a part of this one, which we are that a one screen where we can that see all the incoming documents along with their status. And we can go to a particular document, view that document along with that filtered data, and we can process that one, and we can modify that as well. So this is actually end-to-end process of document automation toolkit. Now, when we are saying that this is end-to-end process, so how your that document will be that process through different that stages. So how what will be your that life cycle or document life cycle, how it goes. So first it that when an email is received, it will first go through that this document automation email importer flow. So it triggers when you received email from specific that specific email address with attachment. You can modify those flows as well as per your requirement. Then it will add your document into the queue, uh, and we are that putting that into a Dataverse. This the entire toolkit is using Dataverse as their database. Then the second that what it does is that it also set that status as that extracting your data. So status that into the entire process, we are setting a different statuses against that document. So initially when document is derived and we are storing and putting it into a queue, it will be that marked as extracting a data. Then into a second flow, it will go to that document process flow. So once document is into my document and queue, it will that send it to that AI builder model which we have configured. Even we can configure multiple models as well. So when we are putting a data into queue, it will take that data. It will process that data using AI model, and it will that provide us a relevant data which we are that want to get or desired data. Then we are storing that data into our database as well. And at the same time, that we are putting a status as validating data, because at still time, that we are that validating it. We have only abstracted it. We have not yet validated it. So we are setting it to that one. Then that once data is there, we are that triggering another flow of validation flow. So into this one, we can that this will majorly use to help us to put our that different business rules. Let's say that if my abstracted data have confidence score of more than 80% or 90 or 95%, without manual intervention, I directly want to proceed it for that financial approval or whatever it is. If my confidence score is less than that 80% or 70%, whatever that condition you want to put, then it should go through that manual review. And over that one, you can that put or realign your data, put proper data, and then you mark your status as validated, and then you can move ahead. So that is there. And the last one is Power Apps, where you can see that all the datas along with their different statuses. You can also go to that data. You can that modify that, go to that particular screen of particular data, and modify them and move it ahead. We'll see in a live that application in a while. I'm just that giving you some background. So this is that the entire document life cycle for your application, or that how your data will be that processed through different flows and application. So the next will directly jump into that installation and configuration part. So anyone have any question, or can we directly jump to this one? Configuration part. Any questions till now? Okay, so let me that directly go to one of my environment. So as we do have a certain time limit, so we are not going to do that hands-on practice, but I'm going to provide you certain steps which you can that refer later, and you can create own your that configure this document automation toolkit into your uh, tenant, any dev tenant, or that production tenant, or anywhere. So to do that, uh, this is that first you are that going into Power Automate home screen. I've just created one environment for this event. First of all, that as a prerequisite, I would always suggest that first go to the connectors and create a connectors. That we do have that lot many connectors available. So go and create that connections. Majorly, we are going to work with two connections, one with your Outlook and another is your Dataverse connection. OK, so once you'll create a connection, you can also create a connection during that configuration. But due to some certain design issue, that those buttons are not properly visible. So that's why usually I recommend to create a connection prior, and we'll use the same connections in our configuration. So we can create connections, and then you can go to document automation part that is available under AI Builder. As a prerequisite, also you need AI subscription as well. So to do that one, you can that go to that explore AI Builder part. If you have already subscription available, it will be that displayed as like this one. If it is not, Microsoft also provide us 30-day free trial as well. You can enable that trial, and that will be also available over here. If you have already enabled your trial and it got expired, you can also extend that your AI builder trial as well. So in that case, you will have a button to extend your trial. So in that case, you can extend your trial and then that go to that document automation part. So we all this stage is ready for us. This will provide us a basic detail about this document automation toolkit, how it exactly working, the entire flow that which I earlier described, and select a solution part. So it will be look typically something like this one. There are 4 more toolkit solution are going to be available, but they are still not yet published. So as a coming soon, as and when that you can keep checking over here, as and when they will be available, you can also directly utilize them via configuring only. So we are going to talk about this one, custom documents and invoices one. What you need to do over here is just you need to select. It's a simple, that wizard kind of thing. You don't need to write any single line of code over here. So click on to just install. It will take around 8 to 10 minutes to install that one. And once that it's will install, due to that time limitation, I'm not going to install this one. I do have another environment where I've already configured this one. I'll showcase it to you. But how it will look like, that once you'll install, it will that ask you for 2 connections detail. Provide those connections for Outlook and your Dataverse. So the connection which we have that previously created, we can directly use that one and clicking on to next. The next, it will be on that only a configuring part where it will show you the details, only 2 links where you can use that only reference link to set up the roles and permission for this tool. And into next step, you can just finish it. So it's just simple 3 step. Majorly, it will be finished into single step only, post installation and setting up connection. Your document automation toolkit will be installed onto your environment. So as it is, that going to take more than 10 minutes. So I'm not going to take that much time. Let me know that quickly. Go to my another environment where I've already that configured this one, and how it will look like. Once you that configured, it will be look like this one. Just a minute. So now it will display like this one, that it's already pre-configured. It will show you that 2 options, open application, and another will be that view solution. So open application will that open your Power Apps which you have that configured, and solution part, view solution, it will take us to our solution tab where we can that see our solution which we have installed. It will become that listed over here. So clicking onto it, it will that actually showcase that what are the details that installed as a part of this entire toolkit. So total 15 items it is that installing one Power App that we are able to see. Majorly 3 flows which I've already described earlier. This major 3 Power Automate flow are created. 2 choices field which we are going to use as a part of this table, 6 different tables. It is creating under our Dataverse. Connection reference which we have just created, and security role one for that only reviewer user it creating a security role. So we have all this available as part of this solution. In case if we want to check anything or modify anything, we can go to any of this one. We can modify this flow as per our need. Let's say that this is the first flow to starting with this one, email importer. If I go and click on edit part of it, basically out of box, that natively it only checks that if my uh, incoming email have an attachment, it will start taking it uh, for this document automation. We can modify this, and I strongly recommend it to that modify it to put some from address where you can provide your supplier email addresses. So we'll not directly that run this flow or trigger this flow for all incoming mails. We can only trigger it or process only documents for that only our that certain providers with whom we want to that proceed for this automation. We can also provide some subject filters as well, that along with that, like if my subject line contains invoices or bill or any other keyword, so we can use those keywords to that get more precise emails which exactly we want to that proceed using this document automation. So these are that some of the things I that usually recommend it to do it on production before that publishing it, because that will save your that lot of time, and that save lot of that power automate iteration as well, unwanted iteration. Let's say that for an example, we are daily getting Viva briefing mails, which actually we don't want to process using this flow. So we can that exclude this using from address and subject filters as well. So that is that kind of enhancement we can do it. So that all those things, even in case of that validators part, one more enhancement that usually I recommend is, let me open this one. So when we are that abstracting any data, we have that by default pre-built inbuilt model that will be available associated with our document toolkit. That pre-built invoice processing automation model is there. So this is there. We can put certain condition. Let's say that if my documents are getting processed with this model, and if my confidence score is that 0.6 denominates over here 60% confident, I'll directly mark them as that valid document. Manual intervention is not required, and we can proceed with ahead. In other cases, that if it is using any other our custom model, that custom trained models, in that case we are checking for 80% of confidence score. However, as per your requirement, you can that modify these scores and conditions as well. That let's say I want to say no, I'm not satisfied with 80 for this as well. If my that more than 95% it is that accurate, then only that it should directly validate without manual intervention. Otherwise, I want to validate it first before that proceeding my invoice. So I can do that as well. So that I can that do that kind of modifications over here in this flow. But let as of now keep it same as it is. Okay, so these are that some enhancement which usually we recommend. And now let's go to this Power app. First of all, that when you will start improving that configuring it, it's a blank based on to that these are the different states we are setting it up during this entire document lifecycle, like uploading document or extracting data or validating data. If you are putting it under manual review, or if it is confidence score is high, directly validated. Again, this the entire process only supports three types of data. One is PDF, the second one is PNG, and third one is JPG documents. So two images and one PDF. So if you are that client providing other format of data, then that those will be marked as invalid documents. And at any level, that if we are getting any error, that will be marked as error. How to configure to start using it? So you need to go to the configuration tab. By default, that when you start it, it will be a blank, and we'll have a button to configure it over here. So into that one, it will that by default display only one model, pre-built inbuilt model available as a part of Office 365. So that model is available. You can just select it and go to next. If you have any, if you have created any custom model, so you can that refresh it via this one, and it will list down all your custom models. You can select it and you can go ahead it with. So what exactly it is doing, that when we are selecting any model and we are clicking on to next, it will show us a field mapping. That at a time of creating any model, we are defining certain fields which we want to get abstracted from our data. So we can those fields are that coming over here from your model. and we can map it with our database columns. So these are data 1, 2, 3, 4 are nothing but our that our tables column where we are storing a data. So we can map. Let's say I want to store my amount due into my data 1 column, my billing address into data 2 column. Likewise. So same thing that I can map it. So if you have custom model that like this one, and if you'll go to next, it will that show you your that custom models detail over here, and you can that map it as well. So likewise this one that go to next. Uh, One more thing. So once you go to next, it will that configure and it will show you like this one. Just showing one more thing during this one. If you are that apart from your field, if you have that map a table as well, so that table will be that coming as a part of this tab. So where that you can map your table data over here, and you can that save it and coming up. So now my model is ready that I've configured all those things. I've configured pre-built model or custom model. I've that my flow and everything is set up. It's ready to use. It's just a simple that I'll send one mail from this one. Let me that send it to you. Just give me a moment.
Sanket, sorry to stop in between. Quick time check. We have 2-3 minutes left.
Okay, I'm just we are just going to do the running this one only. So let me that quickly send one email. Let me quickly open my. I'm just saying that sending one email. The mail address. Sending it with subject invoice. Sample invoice. I'm just sending it. So it should coming over here. So I've just that sent one mail over here. So I've just that basically I've received a one mail. And now that whenever I've received mail, that will that uh, kickstart that workflow. We can that check it, and within that 1 or 2 minute, see that it started that extracting my data. Then again that in a minute or two that it will that process that data using AI model. Waiting for a minute only. And once that that's been done, that it will either mark as that to manually review if uh, invoice is not that AI is not confident, and it's not matching with your score, or it can be marked as directly validated if matches or passes your this one. Meanwhile, that in backend it's processing. Let me that showcase you how it actually look. So if you want to check it, that you can click onto this one. It will take you to that the detail page where it will show you all your abstracted data out of your that document over here, along with their confidence score as well, where you can that see the confident is that little bit low. You can that check your flow, check your that map with your document. In case if you want to modify it, you can modify it, and you can that save it for that. And that in case of manual validation, you can validate it. Let me that from here that without that moving here and there, we can directly that go to next document as well. So in this case, that data are not coming at all, that fields are not mapped or anything. So like this one, that you can quickly process your document. And for this one, I'll that if confidence score is low, that in that case validate button is there where I can that put proper data and then I'll click on to validate. Then it's validated. Here, next stage, how you can enhance this one, that once we are validating this data, you can put it into your other finance system like Tele or CRM or SAP or anywhere from where your finance team can take it and move it ahead with processing that invoice. So that enhancement or integration we can do along with this one by extending this document automation toolkit. So basically, that I've tried to cover most of the things, all the configuration, that validating data status is now changed. So yeah, I've done from my side. Now, if you are guys having any question, anything, if you have anything, just let me know. I'm happy to answer all your queries.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sanket, for your time and effort. At this stage, I can see there are no questions. It looks like people are trying to still digest the content the way you explain. It's a long journey to understand the entire document toolkit, right? So I think if you ask me, my understanding about this was a bit different when I joined the session, but I think you clarify a couple of points. What is that documentation toolkit? What is the difference between automation and the AI? So thanks for bringing that clarity, Sanket. We really appreciate your time and effort. Thanks a lot.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time and have a nice day.